Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Divas Den, a CHOOMAN production. I am your host today, Vicky T, and to my right, she's not here. Yanni B is on a break for right now, but she will be back. So it's just me and you. Tony. Y'all remember that song? Just me and you. Today, our show will be on breast cancer awareness. We have two amazing guests today, and they're going to share their story with you. But in the meantime, in the between time, Divas Den focus on what is going on in our community and the effect that it has on our community. We're trying to find solution to the problems, not problems to the solution. Divas Den is here to provide the 4 E's, and that is to educate, because when you know better, you should do better. To encourage, you are more than a conqueror. To enhance, know your worth so that others will be worthy of you. And last but not least, to empower. You know, they say the sky is the limit, but I think it's infinity and beyond. It's beyond the sky. So we're here to do all of those 4 E's to empower our listeners. Again, today's topic is breast cancer awareness. Our 2 guests are Sandra Beasley and Miss Latanya Hill. Both are cancer survivors. Our BBO for the show is Miss Vaney Hudson, who is the owner of the Healthy Aging Tree Movement, LLC. She is the founder and medical fitness professional. But before we get into our show, I need to make an announcement, or some announcements. The 10th annual, this is our 10th year, guys. Pretty in Pink Breast Cancer. Yay, give it up for us. We've been going strong for 10 whole years. This year is going to be something different. Usually it's a evening dinner type of gala affair, but this year we're going to do a brunch. And the brunch will be held on October 31st. October 31st is like what? Anybody guess? Halloween.
2 weeks away.
And it's 2 weeks away. We encourage pink costumes. I think I'm going to be Nurse Betty.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Nurse Betty.
Okay.
I'm not talking to myself, guys. I'm talking to my producer. He's like, yes, I have like 2 credit hours in nursing. CPR.
2 whole hours.
2 credit hours.
That's right.
Yeah. CPR.
Praise the Lord.
And I can save a life. And that's all that matters. Okay. I can save a life.
Have you brought up your hours to speed?
Yes, I have to be current every year for my job.
Okay, you good.
Well, every 2 years.
Okay, you good then.
I don't have to do mouth to mouth. I can do just breast compressions.
I want you to give me mouth to mouth. I'm good. You might not have had a breath mint that morning.
That's right. And if it's early in the morning, you're going to get what you get.
It's going to be a rough check. Woo.
That's my producer, y'all. Give it up for CHOOMAN Productions. Yay! But in any event, we will be hosting this event October 31st, 2021 at the Crystal Sky Banquet Hall from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. My swoop is kind of off. Ooh. It really was. Wait a minute. It really went off. I might have to take a break.
Okay.
I don't need a break. I just have to push it back.
Hold on. Let me give you a 30-second break. Don't
You crazy.
We back.
We back.
She back.
So again, our you done made me mess up. Our Pretty in Pink Breast Cancer Awareness Brunch is Sunday, October 31st, 2021 at the Crystal Sky Banquet Hall from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Someone just asked about tickets. Guess what, guys? I am so sorry, but this event is sold out.
I can't come.
Unbelievable. It is sold out.
And I got a pink suit.
I'm sorry. We have to see you another time. but it is sold out.
Disrespectful.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, SQN and Associates. That's the company I work for. They sponsored donations so that our survivors could come for free.
Oh, wow. That's nice. That's nice.
Larry Williams of State Farm on the Austin area. He also donated so that breast cancer survivors could come free. The state supervisor of the first jurisdiction of the Church of God in Christ, none other than Evangelist Shirley Hughes, also sponsored so that breast cancer survivors can come. Glenn and Sheila Means, Lakeisha Shotwell, Talita Travis, Connie Polar, and Karen Archer. There are a couple of anonymous donators also, and I just want to thank everyone for making this a success before it even happened. It's like it was so successful before it even happened. We're also going to be doing something else different there too. We're going to have vendors. So you got to put some money in your pocket so you can come out and support the vendors. The vendors will be Pearl Bougie. That's a perfume vendor. B Dazzling Smile. She's going to provide merchandise that will help you keep your smile bright.
Oh, you won't have
a yuck mouth.
Okay.
Remember that
you're a yuck mouth.
Don't be
because you won't brush. Yeah.
Don't be a yuck mouth. Paparazzi Jewelry, Above Average Candle Studio, Accessorize, and 2D Design and Creation. I am so looking forward to this event. This event is very dear to my heart, and I believe we're going to have a good time. Even though CHOOMAN is a part of this event, he won't be there personally, but as always, he's going to come through for us with whatever he can do, and we thank him also.
They wouldn't invite me.
One more announcement, guys. Divas Den has a podcast.
Woo!
That you can catch every new episode every other Monday at 9 p.m. on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. Now, while you let all of that sink in, we will be back in a minute. We're going to take a short break.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do.
Why? I'm the new co-host, Divas and Den and CHOOMAN Production.
And the B stands for, and we are from Divas Den, the talk show.
Yes.
A CHOOMAN production.
As you know, Divas Den airs every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live.
Divas Den, the talk show, focuses on our communities and the problems that affect our communities.
Oh, really? And how do we do that?
Because we promote the 4 E's.
Let's tell the people what the 4 E's are.
The first E is to educate.
Okay, because why?
When you know better, you
do
should
better.
do better.
Okay.
Second E is to encourage.
Oh, because you are more than a conqueror.
And that third E is empower.
Okay, because
the
why?
sky is the limit and you can do anything.
You put your mind to.
That's right.
Period. And tell them not the last E. This is the last.
The last E is to enhance.
Oh,
and you know why?
Why?
When you know your worth, others will be worthy of you. Don't forget to tune in every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m.
on Facebook Live.
And oh yeah, our motto is feed your brain and get your mind right. everybody.
Hey.
We're back. Divas Den, the CHOOMAN production. And this segment is Divas Care. We are in the month of October, guys.
That's right.
And you know what that means. Breast cancer awareness. Can y'all read the shirt? In pink. Because of what?
Breast cancer awareness.
For the cure. So this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Men and women.
Oh yeah. I did that.
Men and women, go check your boobies. Women, of course, get your mammograms. Men, if you feel lumps in the area where you have breasts, because you do have breasts, it's part of your chest, but it is your breast. If you feel any lumps, anything weird going on, one bigger than the other, it's not an additional ab, you need to go and get checked out. Here's some breast cancer facts. 1 in 8 women in the United States will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. Breast cancer became the most common cancer globally as of 2021, accounting for 12% of all new annual cancer cases worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. The most significant risk factors for breast cancers are sex, that's being a woman, and age, growing older. In women under 45, breast cancer is more common in Black women than white women. Overall, Black women are more likely to die of breast cancer. And I wonder why, if we're all getting the same quote unquote treatment. Something to think about. Shh. About 43,600 women in the United States are expected to die in 2021 from breast cancer. For the men, about 2,650 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in men in 2021. A man's lifetime risk of breast cancer is 1 in 833. Now, men, breast cancer is something that you should be concerned about. If you have any questions, you should talk to your primary doctor. And for the guys who don't go to the doctor or don't have a physician, make some appointments. And not just for breast cancer, but just to get an overall physical. Mm-hmm. As you get older, your body changes, you go through things. You need to be aware of all of your health risks as men. You can find these facts and more at breastcancer.org. As always, Divas Den encourage you to do what is best for you. Stay safe, guys. We can go to a break. Good morning, we're back, and we're back with our special guest. And today we have survivor LaTanya Hill, and we have, there she go, and we have Miss Sandra Beasley. There she go. Let's welcome them to our show. Hey guys.
Hi.
How
Hello.
you doing?
Good.
Introduce yourself and tell our listeners how long you've been a breast cancer survivor. We'll start with Miss Beasley.
Hello. I was diagnosed twice. I had my first diagnosis was in 2008 at the age of 46, and then 2010 at the age of 48. I had invasive sarcoma. I diagnosed I found my lump per self-exam, and my lump went from a pea to the size of a grapefruit within a month.
Wow. Okay. Miss Hill?
I was diagnosed in 2000. I was 36. So it's been 21 years.
Amen.
And my diagnosis, they didn't know where it came from. They just knew I had breast cancer. They couldn't tell me whether it was from hormones. I was a smoker. They didn't say it was from smoking, genetics. It just came. No one else in my family had breast cancer before. Cancer runs through the family, but not breast cancer. So I was the only one. I was 36. But I'm still here today.
Yes, you are. And my grandmother had breast cancer early back in the 70s. So of course technology was totally different. And I think they want to encourage you, and correct me if I say the term wrong. They encourage you to have what do they call it when they remove the breast?
Mastectomy.
Yes, so that was more likely what they did back then. You
Right.
get diagnosed with cancer, boom, you got to go get it chopped off.
Right.
And then and I think I was like 11 or 12, because she never really told us what was going on with her. My knowledge was she was sick. Maybe my mother and parents knew, but it wasn't shared with us. So one day I found the silicone
prostheses.
Say it again.
Prostheses.
Yes, I found that in the bathroom, and I came out and I'm like, "What is this?" And she, "Girl, give me my titty." I'm like, "What?" And she finally showed me, and I was like, "What happened to you? Why did this happen?" And I think maybe those things should have been shared, even though I was young. It was devastating to see that removed, and then holding that, knowing that that was a part that she put on and took off. When you guys got diagnosed, who did you share with anybody? Did you talk to your family about it? If you had children, did you sit down and talk to them? What did you guys do? Latanya, you can start with that one.
When I first found out, when I left the hospital, the first thing that I thought about was calling my mom. So I got in the car, and because I didn't cry or anything, the doctor was like, "Did you understand what I said to you?" I'm like, "Yes." So when I got in the car, I called my mom. And as soon as I heard her voice, that's when I broke down. I told her about it. Yes, I have a daughter. I have one child. I didn't tell her about it. She was only 4. So
Okay.
she just knew that mama was sick. I was down for a little over a year.
Wow.
Because of it. But you tend to shut down. You tend to shut people out. You become a loner at that time, even though you shouldn't. But you become a loner at that time, and that's what I did.
And I noticed that a lot of the people that I've talked to that are survivors, that's what I get from almost every survivor that I talked to, that they just went and like fell off the face of the earth. They didn't want to talk to anybody. They didn't want anybody to know. They didn't want any of those things. It was like a hush hush situation. And for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out, you need support. That's when you need the support.
You're right.
You need the support. So emotionally, I can understand that. You're a woman, they're telling you that a part of you it's not going to function anymore, or hold its original function. And I can understand that, but I'm just saying in my mind, not that I will be broadcasting it, oh, I got breast cancer, but I would need my family, especially like my close ones, my cousins that I'm close with, my friends. I would need them for support because I know that this will probably be one of the worst times in my life that I would think that I'm going through. Miss Beasley, can you share some insight on that too?
See, I was opposite. I knew I had the lump when they did the biopsy. I was away at an orientation for work. The doctor called me, told me then, after she called 3 times, and I knew something was wrong when she left her personal number. I called her back and I told her, she was like, well, I need you to come in. I said, no, I'm an adult. You're an adult. Be honest with me. She said, you have breast cancer. I said, okay. I went back into the session for the class I was in. And they told me, you came back in totally wrong, totally different. What's wrong? I said, well, my doctor called and told me I have breast cancer. Immediately, they asked, could they pray for me? I told them, sure. I called my husband later and told him, I said, they told me I have breast cancer. I found out May 13th. My niece's birthday was the 14th. I didn't want to ruin it for them. So after her birthday, I called and told, because my mom, my sisters, at the time I had 2 sisters and my daughter, they were at the party. I asked them to put me on speakerphone. I told them, they said I had breast cancer. My sister and them broke down. I was like, why are you crying? I said, it's just a diagnosis. I'm not going anywhere. I came back home. My mother, my sisters, and my husband and my daughter went to the first appointment for them to tell me what was going on. My sister broke down and she was bawling. My daughter told her, my mother don't need this. You need to step out the room. So she stepped out. When she came back, she got herself together. The doctor told me, she was like, the size of your tumor, we need to do a mastectomy. I said, okay. She said, are you hearing what I'm saying? I said, yes. She said, you're not responding. I said, how can you tell me how I'm supposed to respond? I said, I have faith, and I know cancer is not going to wipe me out. My daughter had just had my only granddaughter, and she was about 2 weeks old, and she was premature. And my daughter was like, why is this happening? I did everything right for my pregnancy. I said, God knew what was in store for me before it happened. So he knew what I needed, and I needed my grandbaby to be born to give me more encouragement to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And my family was with me the whole time that I went through. There was times when I broke down. There was times when people asked me what was wrong with me because I wasn't reacting the way that they felt as though I should. But I just always been faithful and knew that cancer wasn't going to wipe me out. They had to said, if you want to get rid of me, you got to give me something better than cancer because I'm not going nowhere.
That's right. And you're still here.
Yes.
And you said something that you said you are I'm going to say it. You are a 2 times cancer survivor. Can you explain that?
I had a mastectomy done in 2008. The doctor that I had did not do proper follow-up, did not put me on any of the medication afterwards or whatever. I switched doctors, got different insurance, switched doctors. The doctor gave me a PET scan. I never would have discovered the second time that I had breast cancer because of the location. They actually thought I had lung cancer. I would have never felt the lump or anything. And that one was stage 1. With the first time, they diagnosed me as having stage 4 because of the size of the tumor and the rapid growth of the tumor. But the first time I had chemo, the second time I just had radiation. And since then, I do my self-exams on my right side because I don't have a breast on the left. And I've been clear so far since then.
That's good. Thank God for that.
I tell
You guys,
Yes.
can you explain, the difference between chemo and radiation? Do you have to have both? Can you just have one? And the combination, um, I'm sure is really strenuous on a body, because from what I heard, it kills the live and the dead cells.
Mm-hmm.
Latanya?
Yes, I had 3 chemo drugs, and yes, it does kill the good cells and the bad cells. I didn't have radiation. I also had a mastectomy with reconstruction. So I had everything done at one time instead of waiting 6 months and then going back.
Oh, wow.
The chemo drugs, I had 9 rounds of chemo. The first rounds were like 5 rounds of one drug, and then the second time around, I had 2 different drugs. So it was an aggressive treatment. My cancer was 3.5 stage. So you have 4 stages. I also had, not only did I have the breast cancer, I also had positive nodes in my armpit. So they removed 35 lymph nodes from the armpit, and 4 were positive. So I guess that's why I had to have so many drugs, because it had already spread it.
Okay.
It burst. It was a ductal cancer that had burst through, and it went to the lymphatic system in the armpit. I didn't have radiation because I chose to get the mastectomy done.
Okay.
So I didn't need it at the time. And with mine happening in 2000, the information that they have today, I felt very alone. That's probably why I shut down when I first, after I was diagnosed. They didn't have all the information and the support groups and everything like that as they do now. So now you have a lot of support. You have a lot of a wealth of information out here now, and all kind of like groups, support groups you can go to. So in 2000, I just felt alone. I didn't have any. My doctor, the hospital, they didn't tell me anything about the support groups or giving me anyone to talk to. The things that I went through with the chemo, I never knew could happen because I wasn't educated. So, and I didn't think at the time to educate myself, to go on the site to educate myself. You just I pretty much was just like, why me? So I sat up there sad and going to the chemo treatments and everything every 14 days, 21 days, I'm sorry. Because by the time you get over your chemo where you're feeling better, then it's time for you to go again.
Oh,
so
wow.
you just stay down all the time. And I actually went with it. But it wasn't until I started talking about it that I started feeling better about it and thinking that, okay, I'm not going to die. Because the first thing I thought was, I'm going to die. My daughter's only 4. I can't leave her. And I'm sad to say, even though I believe in God with everything in me, it's sad to say that I didn't even say, Lord, what's going on? I need you to get me through this. I was so busy being selfish, and it was all about why me?
Why me? The why me?
Instead of you making sure you turn to with where your strength comes from.
Yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't until afterwards. So chemotherapy, no radiation, a mastectomy, reconstruction at the time. And that's why it ended up being like over a year. And I too had a doctor that totally messed up in the very beginning, which made me have 5 surgeries instead of a biopsy and 1 surgery.
Wow. Okay. Miss Beasley,
Yes.
your treatment consisted of?
The first time my treatment consisted of I'm sorry, your name is
Vicky. Oh, you mean Latanya?
the other young lady, like she said, I went through chemo. I did four treatments of one medication and then four treatments of the other medication. I was sick the whole time through chemo. Um, I had my chemo every 14 days. So by the time I felt a little better, it was time again for my treatment. And the first thing they tell you is with the treatment, most women don't have a period. With me, I had chemo every 14 days. I had a period every 14 days that
Oh, wow.
lasted between 7 to 9 days. So I ended up getting four blood transfusions
Jeez.
because before my treatment was done, I was bleeding by that night, if not during chemo. The chemo just totally wiped me out. I lost 40 pounds, couldn't eat anything. Everything was absolutely nasty.
Yeah.
Once I did recover, the biggest thing with me was when I lost my hair. My it, Me losing my hair didn't matter to me, but it mattered to my sister and my daughter. They wanted me to wear a wig. I had no problem with being bald head. That was my badge of courage. I was going through. The medication takes out your hair. It was nothing but hair. Like that's at the time the song was "I am not my hair." That's how I felt. It was just hair. But they had a major problem. They were more worried about me being bald head than me being sick,
Wow.
which really bothered me because I'm like, it's just hair. The second time, and it did not bother my husband. The first time I got treatment, it was like tumbleweed. When I woke up, you could see the hair on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I told my husband, I said, cut my hair. I had treatment Thursday. I was bald headed Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
I had him to cut my hair down that Friday morning. By that Sunday morning, I had no hair, nowhere. But that didn't bother me. The second time, as I told you, my first doctor messed up. The second time with the where the lump was, I told you I couldn't feel it, or I wouldn't have been able to discover it myself. I had the lumpectomy done, and I did 35 radiation treatments. The first time I had no lymph node involvement. They removed 25 lymph nodes. All of them were negative. So I was very happy. I was stage 4 because of the size and the growth of my tumor. The second time I was just stage 1. Um, the doctor that I have now, I still have, even though it's been since 2010, once a year, I have my MRIs done and I have a body scan to make sure that it's nowhere else. Because, I was the first one that had breast cancer. Um, but 5 years later, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer. She had a different type and she died within 2 years,
Oh, wow.
you know, and hers was more aggressive than mine. So, with the doubt came after I was clearing everything. The doubt came as to why I was a survivor and she wasn't, and she had a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. My daughter was grown when I was diagnosed, but everything happens for a reason and I'm here.
Praise
So
God.
our last question for you ladies. I read in the stats where it says in women under 45, breast cancer is more common in Black women than white women. Overall, Black women are more likely to die of breast cancer. And this is going to lead me to say that in my head, I know that this is a true answer and a true question or a true statement. But the other side of me is saying if we all have the access to the same treatment and care, how is it different? If we all have the same access to the same care, why are Black women dying rapidly than white women with this disease?
I
Anyone
think
you can answer that if you like.
I think it has a lot to do with your insurance. or lack of insurance. If you don't have insurance, then you tend not to go. A lot of people, I had no insurance at the time. I was self-employed. I had no insurance, but I did go. And the care that I got showed that I had no insurance. A lot of people don't talk about breast cancer. So they don't know. A lot of women are scared to go because they don't want to find out. And I think that's where a lot of deaths occur, because they were too scared to go. And by the time they went, it was too late, even if it wasn't insurance. And now they have so many free programs or different companies who sponsor where you can get the scans or the different clinics and everything. But I think it's fear.
Okay. Ms. Beasley, would you like to elaborate a little bit on that?
I think a lot of it has to do with fear. By profession, I'm a nurse. So you would be surprised at how many women don't do self-breast exams,
Right.
and that's free. But the education with that, a lot of Black people, period, fear going to the doctor of what is the unknown. We have so many more medical problems than other nationalities, and the fear that something is going to be wrong, instead of thinking of it as, if something is wrong and I go early, I can find out and be treated with it. Now there's more places that do free mammograms. At one time, you couldn't afford a mammogram. But now it's a lot of places that do free mammograms. There's more support system out there. I think now there's more people willing to talk about having breast cancer, having colon cancer, having prostate cancer. It's not, tell everybody, the diagnosis does not mean a death warrant.
Right.
If you get diagnosed, that means that you have a chance of being treated instead of dying. At one time, if people said cancer, they were dying. Now, it's really a shame that our kids are so familiar with people having cancer. When we were growing up, you didn't hear about
You
that.
didn't hear of it, right?
Now, and the kids are like, oh, she has cancer. It's a common thing. It should never be a common thing. And I tell them, it doesn't cost anything for you to feel your breast. Most women have discover they have a lump because the man discovers it. You should touch your breast. You should do your self-exam. You should know how to and what the difference in it. We as Black women have high density breasts.
Right.
So therefore, that's more of a reason for you to go to the doctor, because sometimes you can't feel it because your breast is so dense, you'll never feel the lump. And I just think education is a big part of it.
Yes, it is. And that's why I try to do my part with the Pretty in Pink, to get the word out there, to try to educate all women, not just Black women, but all women and men, that this, like you said, cancer is not a death warrant. You don't have to die. If with education and early detection and detention, you should be able to beat this. And especially if you are a believer, I believe God will step in and do what He does according to His will.
Yes.
According to His will. I want to thank you, ladies, for sharing your breast cancer journey. I'm praying that that the Lord will continue to bless you with many more years.
Yes.
I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Don't
forget, think pink and wear something pink. Thank you, ladies, for coming on the show and being guests in the Divas Den, a CHOOMAN production.
Thank you.
I have one thing to say.
Say it.
I just want anyone who goes through, whether it's breast cancer or not, do not shut down.
Okay.
Reach out. Don't become a loner. The more I talked about it, the more I felt. Also, with us all being believers, you have to realize that just because you're going through, sometimes it's not meant for you. Sometimes it's meant for somebody else down the line. Even though you're going through it right now, you're building a testimony within you, within your temple. And you
Yes.
should share it because it helps so many more after you.
Yes, it
That's all.
does.
Yes, it
So
does.
thank you, ladies, again. I'm sure our listeners thank you for sharing your story. And like I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
You too. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Vicky T, and this is my co-host.
Yanni B.
And the B stands for. And we are from Divas Den, the talk show.
Yes.
A CHOOMAN production.
As you know, Divas Den airs every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live.
Divas Den, the talk show, focuses on our communities and the problems that affect our community.
Oh, really? And how do we do that?
Because we promote the 4 E's.
Let's tell the people what the 4 E's are.
The first E is to educate.
Okay, because why?
When you know better, you
You do
should
better.
do better.
Okay.
Second E is to encourage.
Oh, because you are more than a conqueror.
And that third E is empower.
Okay, because
The
why?
sky is the limit and you can do anything.
You put your mind to it.
That's right.
Period. And tell them not the last E. Just the last.
The last E is to enhance.
Oh,
And you know why?
Why?
When you know your worth,
Oh,
others will be worthy
of
of
you.
Don't forget to tune in every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m.
On Facebook Live.
And oh yeah, our motto is
Feed your brain and get your mind right.
Hey y'all, we're back and guess who is on the scene today with us? Our special co-host today. I'm just saying.
It's a special for me. Okay, I'll take it. I am special. Hey, Vicky T.
What's happening, Yanni B? I'm glad to see you today. I'm glad you made it safely.
Yes. Because if y'all didn't know, it's Johnny B and the B Sense of Beauty. Hey.
Hey. She's here and she's ready. We're going to move right along because we're kind of like running out of time. But we have with us today our BBO, Miss Vania Hudson. And she told me to pronounce her name like Pennsylvania. Vania. Say it again.
Vania
Hudson.
That's a nice name.
Who is the owner of the Healthy Aging Tree Movement, LLC. She is the founder and medical fitness professional. Now, what is interesting about her position of a professional is that she trains, she's a fitness trainer for people who have various cancers.
Oh, wow.
Because there's different, let me get it right. I'm going to try to get it right, but she's going to explain it better. There's different exercises that they can and can't do depending on their cancer.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know that, did you?
Didn't know that. We need to know that, though. It's very important that we take any cancer serious because all of it is very deadly. I know we're celebrating breast cancer this month. I think that kind of everybody in this room probably has a story with cancer, so it's very important.
She is like a hot commodity right now.
She should be, because cancer is beatable.
Yes.
It's very much so. It's very beatable.
We just had 2 survivors that, like, one of them was a survivor for 21 years, the other one like 10 years, and she was like a 2-time cancer survivor. So yes, with the right foods, nutrition, and exercise,
get there.
And of course, God. We all know that.
We all know you can't do nothing without God.
So let me introduce to you. Say her name again.
You said Pennsylvania.
Vania Hudson. Yes.
Pennsylvania.
Hello.
Hi.
Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. Are you unmute? Okay, there you go. I think.
No.
Are you unmute? Is it you two?
Nope. She's gonna do that.
Okay, you're going in and out. We can't really. Can you hear us?
But we cannot.
We can't hear you.
I was just talk to her. She's talking, but
we can't hear her. Sorry, guys. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. You're coming in and out, so I don't know what it is here.
We can see you and see your mouth moving.
And you look beautiful.
Yes.
You look beautiful. We just can't hear you.
Maybe her mic is not turned on. If you see a microphone at the bottom, maybe press that.
Let's take a break and we'll come back. Maybe when we come back, we could kind of figure this out.
Sounds like it would.
We have you now.
We can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes. Hi. Welcome.
I don't know what happened.
How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
Great. We're great.
So introduce yourself and tell us about yourself.
I am Vania Hudson. As everybody makes jokes at my name, I tell them to use Pennsylvania, Transylvania, Sylvania to remember how to pronounce the name. Everybody back in the day called me Vonnie. I don't know where my mother got Vonnie from, but that they call me that, or Coach V. So I have been in the fitness industry probably officially for about 5 years now. I was a corporate marketing manager, senior manager for over 25 years, made really good money, stock options. I had a great life, but I was burnt out, plus starting to have some type of physical issues, most of them genetic, due to the health issues on my mom's side. My dad's side is pretty healthy, but he had health issues on my mom's side. But and I started to feel that. I am a 30-year traumatic brain injury survivor, and I'm double dueling a conference right now. With the American National Rehabilitation Counselors Association right now. And we were talking about traumatic brain injury, but a lot of physical issues that have occurred during my lifetime, and the brain injury was the biggest one. And they told me I would never walk or run again.
Wow.
They told me that I would not be able to care for myself. This was 1990. And that I would need some type of assistance because I am a child of God.
Amen.
And my son at the time, he had just turned 1. So, and I was going through a divorce, and I told myself, God, I can't let this man raise my child.
I understand.
And something, it was, I had to thank them because when they gave me the last rites, because I was on life support, I was in a bad car accident, and that's what happened. So
Wow.
they've done major reconstructive surgery to my face, to my knees, to my feet, and people don't realize that, but that's how good God is.
Amen.
And my dad knew that I did not want to be left on life support. My ex, because he wanted to get back with me, and we were still legally married, even though I was living with my dad. He had the last say so he kept me alive because he wanted our son to see me. And my dad didn't want my son to see me because of the disconfiguration of my face at the time and everything. But they said when they brought him in, because I was flatlining, when they brought him in, that's when my heart rate started to come, and I was coming back.
Wow.
So whatever that was, and my dad said he had never witnessed anything like that before. And he said, whatever my purpose is, I need to capitalize on it. So I tried after I was off work for almost a year because I had to learn how to walk again and everything. And my brain I didn't remember stuff for a very long time. And my dad literally nursed me back to health. God bless him. As he took care of his baby girl. I did wind up trying to go back to my ex. Shouldn't have did that, but I tried to give him another chance, but it didn't work. But I do thank him to this day for allowing me to because I would not be here. So I decided through the years while I was working on a master's in integrated marketing communication, because I was really good at the time. I did my thing as a Black woman, and I was on the West Coast, so I was in Silicon Valley doing it. When I had to come back and take care of my mom because she was blind, she lost her eyesight and her hearing due to complications from diabetes. Because I'm trying to tell these people, diabetes is something else. You got to take care of yourself.
Yes, my mom was a diabetic.
Yes, and
very bad, very
yeah,
bad.
it is. She was completely helpless after she lost her hearing. Me and my brother couldn't take care of her anymore. And it was then that I knew I needed to start making some changes and everything. So I switched my master's to applied exercise science and sports nutrition, which I graduated cum laude from Concordia.
All right.
Here in Chicago. So I decided that I was going to let go of corporate, even though the money was good. There was a bigger picture for me with it. And over the years, and it's been rebranding myself and getting back into the game is something totally different. And there are not many Black women out there doing what I do. When I decided to start Hustle Up the Hancock, because that was why I'm 11-year lung champion. 2022 will be my 11th year climbing the Hancock, raising money. They just appointed me to their board of directors as well. I told myself I didn't see any Black women. I ran my first marathon in 2012, 2013, no Black folks. Now you're starting to see more people get out there and do the walks, do the runs, climbing the Hancock or the Prudential, because they do one as well. So we need to get more physically active. A lot of folks don't realize the physical activity. And if you can't give yourself 30 minutes a day, something is truly wrong. It is imperative between your physical activity and your nutrition that you incorporate it, because it has a lot to do with how you bounce back from illnesses and issues.
Okay.
Wow.
So this specialty that I want to elaborate on today is your ability to work with cancer patients of all sorts.
Correct.
And your personal or your profession with physical training
Mhm.
people with cancers. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure, sure. So once I got the master's in applied exercise science, I am certified with the National Association of Sports Medicine as a personal trainer. I am working on I'm certified through the Cancer Exercise Training Institute as a cancer exercise trainer. My specialty is in breast cancer with them using the BOSU, which I'm going to do at the Pretty in Pink. I'm working on my second certification through the American College of Sports Medicine and Cancer Exercise Training. And I am also working with the medical fitness MedFit Pro to finish my certification as a medical fitness professional, because what is happening, a lot of the personal trainers, we have to bill directly to our clients. They have to pay us cash. I'm an LLC now, so they can bill to my company, but many of them don't do that. Many personal trainers are using as sole proprietors. So as a medical fitness practitioner, if you're working out of the hospital or the doctor's office, you can bill the client's insurance, and then they won't have to come out of pocket as much depending on what type of insurance they have. A lot of folks don't realize that. A lot of us don't realize that. So I'm trying to educate us about doing that, because the excuse is, well, I don't have the money, or I don't have this, I don't have that. Even with the Affordable Care Act, there are different layers in there where you can utilize your insurance for specifically physical fitness. You can do that whether you're on your job, with a regular job, the Affordable Care Act. They're starting to integrate these in there, because the United States, as a free world country, the richest free world country here in the world, we are the most obese and sickly in the entire world. What is wrong with that picture? So the Biden administration is trying to ramp up some more through the Department of Health and Human Services, some more access, so that we can stop making excuses about physical fitness. So as Breast Cancer Awareness Month is highlighted, I push it 12 months a year, 365, that you need to be apprised of your breast health, men and women.
Yes.
And if you do not, sometimes you can, it's too late. So you have to feel yourself. I tell everybody, don't be ashamed, feel yourself. You got to check for lumps.
Yes. And like she said, most women don't do that. And when they do find out that they have a lump, it's because of their partner has, hey, you something wrong with your breast right there.
Exactly.
So get to know your body yourself, Where can they find, if a breast cancer survivor is looking to train with you, what are your social media? What do you call it?
How can
handles and
you so they can get your services?
Oh, absolutely. So I work. I've been blessed. I've been working through a lot of referrals, actually. And if you want to find me, I am on Facebook under Vania Vanessa or the Healthy Aging Tree Movement, either or. I am on LinkedIn under my full name, Vania V. Hudson. And you can inbox me or contact me at vania.thatlady at outlook.com. I have found that, and maybe it's because of my age, you can have a website and everything, which is fine. You're searching through a lot of information when you do websites, but if you can talk to the person directly, I think it's more impactful, and especially when you are dealing with people with chronic conditions. They need to have information. By the time you get something posted, most of the time, it's outdated.
Right.
And you need to get some real-time information. I was listening to your two guests before this, and they were talking about their breast cancer struggles, and a lot of women, Black women, with experiencing breast cancer and suffering from lymphedema. And a lot of folks don't understand what lymphedema is, but it's those lymph nodes that are typically found in the armpit. Sometimes they go down into your legs and everything, but breast cancer patients typically experience those nodes. And if they have to be removed, sometimes there is this fluid that gathers there and will not drain properly. There are specific exercises that you can do to help reduce that potential for inflammation and do things so that disease does not set up. Because then if you have a lymphatic disease, you got a whole nother bag of worms to deal with, including trying to recover from breast cancer treatment. So I'm gonna touch on that a little bit too in Pretty in Pink. But there are things that we need to do as a community to educate ourselves about what needs to happen on a daily basis.
Well, we want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and you are a true example of I don't look like what I've been through. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would never know what your story is by looking at you.
Yes. Thank you very much. God has been good to me.
Good to you. Yes, I can tell, and you are an inspiration. You know, just to me, just saying that, hey, God will take care of you.
Yes, He will.
When you need it, and He will be exactly what you need Him to be when you need Him to be it. Okay. See that? Right. All right. Well, thank you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Keep on doing your great work.
Yes. Phenomenal Black woman.
Phenomenal Black woman. She definitely is. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. See you. Thank you.
All right.
Find the Divas from the Divas in.
Y'all lie.
Take my shirt.
Guys, we had a great show today. It was very informative. I hope that you take what you have heard to heart.
Yes.
Go get your boobies checked. Seriously.
No, for real.
You know, sign up for your mammograms. I've been taking one. My doctor at the age of 45, she was like, you know, I had to start taking them because my grandmother, mother's mother, was diagnosed with breast cancer. She died from other cancers, but it started with breast cancer. So I've been taking them since I've been 45. So that's a pretty long time.
Well,
so you have
to take care
and get to know your body. If you
to.
do not feel, some people throw stuff off when they don't feel a certain way. If your body is doing something abnormal that it usually don't do,
check it out.
No matter, just go. Be on the safe side. It's better to be safe than sorry.
I remember when I was younger, they used to have these bands, and they tried to ban them, but it was a really great cause. It said, "I love boobies." I don't know if you ever saw those bands. This was years ago, and my mom could probably attest to that because whenever we used to go to the store, I wanted them in different colors.
You wanted the "I love boobies."
I love boobies, and it was a support of breast cancer. Yeah. But it really came like a little movement, though. But it was really cute and everything. But my grandmother, she didn't have breast cancer, but she had ovarian cancer. Cancer, and cancer moves, cancer leaves, cancer goes. They metastasize it, minimize it, maximize,
and it will go to a side. It will hide some places, and then next thing you know, boom. Oh,
it's back.
This is what's going on. But cancer is beatable. You just saw two people who are breast cancer survivors.
Yes.
My father has throat cancer, and he's had it for over 20 years, and he's still here. He's still here. He's still
just
here.
About what you eat, your exercising, your mindset, your spirit. You got to keep your vibration.
And you're talking about wanting to capitalize on something that is very helpful and is uncommon. How many Black women do you know that's in that particular? It's like she built her own field
lane, literally her own lane. And it's amazing how she literally took her downside, what could have been that traumatic that really could have been her downfall, and made it her come up, made it her
now
her transition.
Lord, she's a commodity. She's on this. She's doing that,
and she's on these different. And you know what I really love? It's her different She's making sure that I'm with this association, I'm with this association, I'm well noticed with this, I have my certification for this. So letting you know that this really works. And she wants to, she's a minority. She knows that Black women, we are the least, they think we're the strongest. And they don't take us serious with our pain, our health. And I love that she is taking
And she's
our
making
women,
more. And she thought about, and a lot of times people get caught up with money and status.
When God gives you a vision,
like,
God will
He will
provide.
open the ways, and
He will open the
He
doors.
will put people right in your path to line up with what you want to do. But you know what you have to do first? God don't push nothing on you. Mm-hmm. He's like, Vicky, I got this right here for you. Mm-hmm. If you want it, come get it. Come see me.
Yep.
He wants you to come see him about what he got for you. He just ain't gonna say, here, Yanni, because you beautiful, I'm gonna give you this. No, he wants Yanni to come over here, talk to me, and spend some time with me, and let me show you what I'm about.
And then it's crazy because as we wind it down, because you already know this the time that we do our inspiration. And you made a really great point.
Did I?
You really did. I really.
Oh my God! Thank you, Jesus. You done answered one of my prayers. This child agrees with me.
Oh my God! See,
I'm winning.
We was having a good day.
I'm taking every win. The W. I'm taking every win.
We was having a good day, and of course, you already know, Vicky.
I just want to hug you.
You gotta know how to. Just let me take the inspiration real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
But
what you agree with me with?
You said that sometimes what you go through is not for you; it's for other people. And
that wasn't me.
That was what she said.
Oh,
that's what she said. Yes, but you said, but you piggybacked out for her, and you said that could have took her all the way out.
Yes.
But her believing, her spirit, she understood. Well, this is going on right now. She could have thrown in the towel. But when you understand that your life is more than your life, you go through. Not everything is for you. It's so to help somebody else. Your life. We are a vessel. We are all God. We are here.
We better go ahead and say the words.
We are here to help other people.
And it's not about us.
It's not about us. And then
your life ain't even your life.
Your life is not about your life. And God can use anybody. I don't care if you're a crackhead. I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't care what it is. When God used you, God used you. So she didn't understand her purpose for getting that car accident. That wasn't just for her. It was to help all these Black women in the world understand that you can beat what you're going through. She didn't have even particular cancer, but she understood that cancer runs deep. That cancer has a lot of linking to diabetics, to different things. And when you tackle one issue, you can tackle them other issues. And when you understand your mindset, when you understand that it is possible, because your mindset,
when you understand your purpose. Because see, she understood her purpose.
She said she was
bed.
She was in corporate,
making bukus of money.
But listen, where now that money is going to triple and going to even and go bigger and better, because you know why? She's doing it for her heart,
and she has peace within herself.
She has peace within herself, and when God gives you a vision, you will see your vision. God's going to open up so many doors. So I want to let y'all know to stay faithful, to stay hopeful, to stay prayerful, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and God will never put more on you than you can bear. Now, if you get that sentence, like she said, well, it's
you got a testimony.
I would say
Hallelujah.
this.
Thank you,
I would say this.
You sound like you got a
my
testimony.
Grandma, she had cancer. She had it for 7 years, and my grandma, she wouldn't let it defeat her. And even when she was having her bad days, she was still saying, God still got me.
But you
and
see,
I'm still
that's
here.
the difference.
You have to have that mindset.
And I'm going to have to do this.
Anything that you do in
life. I'm going to have to do this to you.
What?
That's that mindset of an older generation. Because my grandmother went through her cancer situation, and she didn't let us know. This lady went to work every day because she knew in her heart and in her mind, she had to build the foundation for her daughters and her daughters' kids, which was me, her grandkids. She worked every day to pay off her house. She worked every day to get everything in order before she made that transition, so that we could be taken care of and be okay. And that's how she died, making sure that her family was okay. Her purpose and her goal was to make sure that her grandkids and her kids will be all right after she's gone. Because she was like the Medea. She was the hierarchy.
That's
of the
how my
family.
grandma was. Well, but my grandma, she's still bold. She still went to go to the
Yeah,
movies. She still
but-
did everything she had to do and everything. And I think when, like you said, when you have that mindset and when the tongue is so powerful, so if you just let it
You gotta
say,
speak life.
you got to speak life into yourself. I'm going to beat
No
this.
weapons.
No weapon for
You
you
know-
shall prosper. This cancer will not defeat me.
These
I
people break
will.
a nail and they can't even get
Oh
out
my
of bed.
God. Oh my God.
I broke my nail. You know, that ain't,
That's blood stuff to Johnny.
Hmm.
So you guys, want to let y'all know, just keep going. No weapon formed against you shall prosper.
and we gonna go
It
out
just
on
won't
that.
work.
It won't work. It ain't gonna work. Because you gotta remember, he works out all that stuff. Your bad will be meant for your good. But you gotta go and talk to the man. God doesn't come when he's not invited
Okay,
or wanted. You have to invite him.
Vicky T.
Huh?
I was on the interview
You was on the interview?
the other day, and the guy said his biggest letdowns was his biggest blessings.
Yes.
And when you believe that and understand what you're going through is not for you, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right.
But you know, we gotta let the people know what they gotta do
Feed their brain.
and get your mind right.
See you guys
Bye.
in a month.
Thank y'all for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank our guests and all our listeners.
Yes.
We love y'all.